founded in 1955 right here in Waupaca, Wisconsin. Started out as a very, very small foundry, and over the years we have grown to be the largest grain ductile iron foundry producer in the world. And that is because of our people, our equipment, our processes, and our product. We use Simpson technology and equipment in our sand preparation and also in our sand testing in our sand labs to ensure high quality sand goes to our molding machines to support the production of the castings that we make.
Sand is probably one of our main byproducts that we generate. All the sand originally comes in as a virgin material from a mine, and it's really in our interest from a sustainability and even operations metrics perspective to be very mindful of our resource consumption and to make sure that try to get the most value out of it.
So when we were looking at the best use of sand, that drew us towards sand reclamation. And ultimately, our engineers and doing some work at what was available out there and what had been done, going to like a mechanical, thermal, and then mechanical system seemed to be a good fit for us in our goal to actually take foundry green sand that typically would be disposed of and process it to the extent where we could actually have it be an ingredient in our core making.
So the Pro-Claims themselves, what they're doing is they actually assist in the thermal process. So initially they send the dried green sand through a Pro-Claim unit, which then cleans off the dust and anything they can remove from the process. At that point, then it goes through the thermal reclamation unit, goes through their cooler, and then it goes back through a second Pro-Claim system, which removes any residual dust so that they can have their grain size right for the core making process.
Waupaca Foundry tracks our sand use, and we look at the amount of sand that we take into our facilities. And then we keep track of how many times we mull and are able to return that sand to the production process. And it's very typical to see 30 or more cycles. So basically every grain of sand is getting through our process 30 or more times. And sand reclamation is a great tool that helps us with that and keep that number as high as possible.
So the Pro-Claim is a very inexpensive way to reclaim sand. And by doing that, the return on investment is relatively quick when you start talking about the cost of new sand addition and being able to reutilize that sand multiple times through your process. It's not only just the sand itself, it's the cost of transportation.
Our facilities are largely in rural areas. So when you look at community engagement and the types of sustainability things that we're trying to achieve, our communities have a lot of interest in what's going on at the foundry because we're one of the biggest employers in the area. We've actually owned and operate our own landfills, and going to a sand reclamation technology and beneficial use has really helped us reduce that reliance on the landfill and actually have a spent byproduct available in the case of beneficial use that can be a resource for the community.
So one of our overall goals with Waupaca and sand reclamation is to achieve a 80% beneficial reuse to landfill ratio, either internally or it's still of good quality. We can filter out the fines and the clumps to still yield a good result or byproduct for someone else if we can't internally reuse it. So the more we investigate, the better that number potentially could become.
Waupaca and Simpson Technologies have a long relationship, longer than I've been at Waupaca, and I've been here for 32 years. So I would say they are a resource for us for any of our technical needs. They are a collaborative resource for us when we talk about process improvement or quality improvement, and we rely on them as a trusted supplier to the foundry industry, in particular Waupaca Foundry.